Ernest Hemingway said, I like to listen. I've learned a great deal by listening carefully. Most people never listen. Effective communication is not just about speaking, it's about connecting. It is about fostering understanding, building relationships, and inspiring for change. Whether it's in your personal relationship, professional endeavors, or your societal interaction. Our communication, the way we communicate, shapes our experiences a great deal. Are you ready to unleash your authentic voice? Hello, everyone. This is Minnie here, and welcome back to my channel, Grow with Mints. In today's video, we'll be looking at the art of communicating authentically so you can connect, inspire, and leave a lasting impact on people. Let's dive in. So, let's look at those 11 tips which will help you make your communication effective. First is be authentic. Think about people who left a lasting impression on you, whether through their uh, public speaking or their storytelling or casual conversation. What sets them apart in their communication is that they communicate from a place of authenticity. They are they share their experiences, they share their genuine perspectives, and they let their true selves shine through. Discovering your authentic voice is about understanding who you are, what you stand for, and what makes you unique. When you communicate authentically, you embrace your strengths, you acknowledge your experiences, and let your genuine self shine. When you communicate authentically, you are able to connect well with people. Your passion, your conviction is palpable. That draws your audiences into your communication and keeps them engaged. Second tip here is active listening and empathy. Active listening is when you not only listen to the words that the person is saying, but also the emotions behind it. When you are actively listening, you are able to understand the emotion, able to understand where the person is coming from. That helps you connect well with your audience as well as the speaker. And that makes your communication effective. Empathy, on the other hand, is it's an opposite of sympathy. When you sympathize, you are looking at the problems or the challenges the other person is facing from a distance. But when you empathize, you are getting into the shoe of the person and you are understanding, you are able to feel the problem or the challenges that they are going through. When you are able to empathize with the speaker, or when you are able to speak from a place of empathy, you are in a better position to connect with your audience. You are in a better position to build connections. Remember, communication is, like I said, is not just about speaking, it's about building that connection. The next point is that will make your communication effective is clarity and conciseness. Now, if when the information is passed on with a lot of unnecessary details, it can become confusing and the message that we want to convey may not be delivered effectively. That is where clarity and conciseness comes in. What clarity does is when you have clarity in your message, the communication, you're able to communicate your point without any misunderstanding. Your audience will understand clearly what is it that you are trying to communicate to them. Conciseness is about an efficiency of the communication. How efficient is the communication that you are trying to pass on? In today's world, we are bombarded with information. Most of it is not necessary. When you are concise, what happens is you're respecting the time and you're respecting the effort of your listener and you're able to communicate in a more effective way. So let's imagine, let's give me you let me give you an example here to uh, make the point of clarity and conciseness more effective. So imagine you met me and you asked me, "Oh, Mini, how are you?" If I tell you, "Oh, I got up at 6:30. I brushed my teeth, then I went for a walk, then I had my breakfast. I was not feeling well after, so I slept for some more time. Then I got up, I did some work. Now I'm feeling better." Will you be interested in this communication? Will you be even listening to what I'm telling you? I don't think so. Because you asked me a simple question: how am I? The answer to that is, am I fine or I'm not fine? Right? So that is what happens when you do not have clarity and conciseness in your communication. I hope I was able to make this point very clear for you. Let's move on to the next point. Let's look at the fourth point here, which is body language and non-verbal cues. Imagine you ask somebody how they are feeling. They tell you they are excited, but they are, you can see that there is a slump in their shoulder, their eyes are averted. Here, would you believe their words? Or would you go by what you see in front of you? Body language is a very important and a powerful tool. At times, our body conveys words, conveys information that we may not be able to say out loud. So when you are in when your body language is positive, when you are confident, when you are open, your body language is open, you are able to connect better, pass on your information better, and become an effective communicator. Similarly, with non-verbal cues. Non-verbal cues could be, somebody is not looking directly at you, somebody is fidgeting. So imagine I'm sitting like this, okay, and I am fidgeting. I am looking around. These are all non-verbal cues. So if you see somebody like this when you're communicating to them, you instantly, no matter what the person is telling you, you instantly, the first thing that comes to our mind is the first instant, and that the thought that comes to our mind is skepticism. You are not sure if you should listen. No, you should believe the word the person is saying, or you should believe what you're seeing, the body language that the person is projecting. So it is important that we have a positive body language, we have that openness in our communication, and you have that, you know there are simple ways in which you can communicate better with positive body language. That is, stand confidently, give a genuine smile, a warm smile, have that genuine connection, eye contact, and have that openness in your body language. This way, you will be able to communicate in a much better way and make your communication more effective. Let's look at the fifth step. Now, this is related to your body language, manage fear and nervousness. So, when words have a are can make a lasting impression, but when we are managing, when we are not in the correct state of mind, when we are not in an emotionally positive state of mind, it can have a very big impact on our communication. Okay? We may not be able to put our thoughts effectively. We may not be able to articulate what we want to say, and there will be a lack of confidence in the way we communicate. So, this what happens here is, the when we are anxious, or when we are going through a situation where we are not emotionally in a good state of mind, our attention shifts inward. We are trying to understand why are we feeling the discomfort, what is the discomfort. Our focus is, our focus shifts inside rather than, and so we're not able to communicate, we're not able to give the message effectively. you know that will distort your communication. On the flip side, if you are calm and confident, there is a difference in the way you communicate. So you will be able to think straight, you'll be able to put your message across effectively, and your presence will command attention. So fear and nervousness have a direct impact on our communication. And if you want to become an effective communicator, it's important that you manage fear and nervousness. And the next point here is, be a storyteller. Stories are not just narratives, they are windows to human experiences, emotions, and ideas. Story has been an integral part of human communication for ages, passed down from generation to generation to educate, entertain, and connect. When you harness the power of storytelling, you elevate your communication to the next level. Firstly, stories are relatable. They have a familiar structure, the beginning, the middle, and the end, which makes it easy to follow and engage. Story gives you that story allows the listener to connect with what you're saying. It gives them the opportunity to see themselves in your narrative and find common grounds with the story together. Secondly, stories evoke emotions. Emotions are the heart of any communication. Stories are the vessels that you when we are able to convey a captivating story, our audiences will laugh, cry, reflect, empathize with us. So when we use the power of storytelling in our communication, it becomes meaningful and impactful. The next point that you should be keeping in mind when you're communicating is mindful communication. Being mindful in a communication is being present in the moment. So when you are communicating with somebody, ensure that your attention is on the conversation at hand. They're not at the clutter that is going on in your mind. Don't let the judgment that usually happens to cloud the conversation that is happening. Okay. Being when you are mindful, you are able to connect in a better way. Value quality over quantity. In today's world, the communication is rushed and fragmented. Try and be mindful there. When you are being mindful, you are able to develop, foster understanding, deepen your connection, and our words hold the power that they deserve. The next point is so let's look at the next point, that is vulnerability and authenticity. To be vulnerable and authentic means to reveal your true self, including your strength, your weaknesses, your fears, your aspirations. It means stepping out of that polished exterior and exposing our raw, unfiltered essence of who we are. It may seem daunting, but the impact it has on your communication is immeasurable. Being vulnerable does not make you weak, it makes us real. So if you think of the speakers who have been able to make most impact on you are the ones who have shown their vulnerability, have brought it out, told you how they have embraced that. So it doesn't make you weak, it makes you feel real. And these are the people that we are more able to connect. Okay, because when you put the real you out there, people are more able to connect with you. They are more they will be more effective in listening to the communication that you want to pass on to them. So being vulnerable is a it takes courage. Let's face this, it takes courage to be vulnerable. But if you use this as a way of communicating, you will be able to transform your interactions into meaningful exchanges that can touch heart, inspire change, and foster. Next point that I would, rather, the next step that I would like to bring here is humor. Humor has the ability to transcend cultural and linguistic boundaries. When you infuse humor into your communication, your audience are able to relate to it. It captures their attention, and it makes your communication more effective. Humor sparks that positive emotion. Laughter releases endorphins. It's the feel good chemical in our body. When you communicate your message with humor, your listeners are able to connect, have that positive feeling, associate your message with a positive feeling, which will ensure that they respond to your message in a positive and an effective manner. The next point here is digital communication. This brings a
So, this
so
brings us to
when we
the 10th
extend the
point, which is
communication
digital
etiquettes to
communication
digital
etiquettes.
world, we are able
Mastering
to
digital
build a
communication etiquette
community which is
enriches
connected
our
and
online
considerate.
interaction.
So
and
it's not just
extends the
about
principle of
typing
good
words on screen.
communication to
It's
the
about
digital
creating
realm.
a culture of
It's not just
respect,
about typing words on a
professionalism, and
screen, it's
authenticity.
about cultivating
Remember,
a
there is a
culture of
human, there
respect,
is a person behind
professionalism, and
every digital
authenticity.
interaction
So let's remember
that
that
we have.
behind
Okay?
every
So
digital
this
interaction
reminds
that
me
we
of
have is a person.
a
And by
scenario that
practicing
I
digital
of an article
communication
that I read
etiquette,
very
we
recently.
contribute to a
So there
more
was this
considerate
female
and
who had to
connected
write
online
rejection
world.
letters.
Now, this reminds me
She
of a
was working in the
recent
HR and she had to
article that
write
I had
rejection
read
letters.
about an HR
So initially,
executive
she started writing rejection letters with the normal
decided to be compassionate in the
they would
rejection
say we are
letters that she
rejected.
was
But
sending out.
then she
So
started
every time
feeling
she
bad
used to
about
write the
what she
rejection
was
letters,
writing
she used to feel bad.
and
We all
started
must have
feeling bad
received
about
rejection
rejecting
letters,
the
right?
application. She
Once or twice
started
in our
to,
life, and it never
you know,
makes
she
us feel
started to
bad.
be
So
mindful and
she
she
decided
started
to
to
be
put
empathetic
emotions into
towards the
that
person
letter.
that she was sending the
And
letter to.
people appreciated her
Though it
for
was
that
still a
because,
rejection letter, but
yes,
it
the
made a
rejection
lot
is
of
not something that makes
difference.
you feel
It
good, but the
felt
way it was
there was a
worded
human
would
touch
feel
to it.
anybody,
And
would make
she got a
anybody
lot of
feel better
appreciation
and
from the
not feel
people who
rejected.
got these
So
letters, and
that is
people
what
on the
you
in the
know
online world,
that is
people
what
were
I mean
very
by
appreciative of her
extending the
this gesture.
communication
Though it was
etiquettes
a
of
small,
the
it made a
offline world
huge
from
impact.
online. Now let's look at the last point, which will help you make your communication effective. Now we come to the last one, which is power of silence. In the silence of pause, the unspoken speaks volumes. This is a quote that I read, and it has such a profound meaning. In our world where there is a lot of words and noise, silence can be counterintuitive, but its impact on communication is profound. Silence, when it's used purposefully as a pause, can amplify the meaning of your message. It gives the listener the space to understand what is being said, to reflect on its meaning, and to engage deeply with the speaker's words. One of the roles of silence in communication is its ability to emphasize. Think of a suspense movie wherein the absence of sound heightens the pressure. Similarly, when a well timed pause is used in a communication, it helps to emphasize the importance of the critical message and also helps for it to linger for longer in the listener's mind. So, these are the 11 steps for effective communication. On that note, are you ready to revolutionize the way you communicate with others? It's time to step out with your authentic self and make your voice heard. I hope you like these videos and will be using these tips to make your communication more effective. If there's any tip which you have been following and has not been covered, do let me know in the comment section below. Do subscribe and like. So thank you until we meet next time.